right? Because we have a lot of young people in our community, and many of them in Senegal, they want to start projects, but some of them they don't know. And all of them, they are in dairas. When you go to daira, people are always chanting the Hasidah, sometimes, they learn there some books, Tazawud al and all other books written by the Sheikh. But what I have noticed is in all those diaries, people are not talking about entrepreneurship. And it is very important to see now how we can make things practical, and how we can help them to build their project, to write maybe good business plans, to try to find financing, and so on. Do you see my screen? I try to share my screen. Do you get it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now the first challenge that I have noticed is the problem is to get a startup capital, right? So obtaining the necessary seed capital is a primary challenge for many of the young people, many entrepreneurs. Another problem also is obtaining a bank loan, because here banks, they ask you for a collateral, and many of them, they don't have collaterals. And few Murid entrepreneurs have a commercial bank loan, because many of them, they are still working in the informal sector, and to start their projects they used to take most of the time their savings, or they get money from their parents, what we call sometimes the business angels, from parents or from friends. So the primary challenge in our community also is for young entrepreneurs, for me, is to get the startup capital. Now, when you get the capital and you start operating your business, you have other challenges. One first thing is to obtain the necessary machinery, equipment, technology, or raw materials that you need, right? One other also challenge is the cost of land. It's very expensive. The cost of office space also, especially in Dakar. So, and some working in still working from home, and sometimes as I have difficulties going and rent space, or the ways that just they merchandise their space may be also a problem. The most costly operating expensive also is the electric power. Electricity is very high in Senegal. And sometimes when I see some people have some problems, because when they become partners, at the beginning they don't have problems, but when you see when money start coming, most of them they start having problems, and the time to resolve those disputes is just a problem itself, because it takes a long time. This is what happened in our judicial system. Corruption also is a concern in our country. Government regulation compliance, the cost of registration uh, is high, and the fact is that you have to go to many government departments sometimes to get all the permissions or requirements or licenses to start your business is also problematic. So compliance with government regulation and operating requirements once the firm is established is a concern, because you have to pay taxes, and the difficulties they first have is what kind of companies they should create, what is the legal form, what is just the right legal form of companies they should create, to avoid paying taxes, a lot of taxes at the beginning. One challenge is about human resource. You may find people working for you. It's not hard because many people are unemployed. But the problem is finding a skilled labor. Skilled labor is difficult, and it is expensive, because when you want to hire skilled people, you have to pay them a lot of money, and many of them they don't have enough fund to afford paying skilled people. Also in our community is they need training. I think we need to train people in business management, because many of them, they don't have accountants at all. They don't have you know things are not well processed. If you call here commercial department in Senegal or sales department, sometimes you are shocked even the way they answer the phone. So I think they have we can do a lot of things in our community to help people. We have to give them assistance, right? And as you know, also there is no tax relief at all from the government. So things has we have to maybe see how we can influence the government in terms of lobbying, or to see how we can improve things. It will help all the whole country, and the government need also to improve the general quality of infrastructure. This is something that we have as a problem. One as a challenge, and it can be a solution on which we can all work, Murid from everywhere, is to develop business incubators or startup accelerators, right? So mentoring also can be useful, and networking. As we know, some solutions now, we have many business schools in Senegal, but many of them, the programs they offer are not adequate to the needs of the company. So they should develop and incorporate entrepreneurship instructions and training, right? And train also the workforce according to the need of the private sector. It can help also to create jobs. So the need of strong intellectual property protection, it's very important to see how we can get help people in our community to protect all their assets, uh, and avoid to be copied all the time, right? To establish also alternatives to see how we can resolve those disputes into our inside the community, instead of always going to the courthouse, and sometimes it takes a lot of time. What are the solutions that we can give from the Murid community? For me, I think we're raising money to build mosques, we're raising money for hospitals, for schools. It's good, but we have to start raising money to finance projects, right? So when we have young entrepreneurs, I think we have the power, and we have also the possibility to raise money in our community just to finance projects. And when we finance those projects, it may help, to create jobs, and it may help people in our community to be to be resilient, and to be self sufficient as well. I think also for you guys in the US, it may be good also to have a better financial management, like just I can say the case of Mika, like CD. I think CD guy. I was part of Mika in 19 around 2009, and at that time we had to make a decision, right? Buying a new land, a new project, having a mosque. I think the project was around 3 million, around 3 million. But finally, we dropped that project to try to renovate the house. And we know even if the house is renovated, at the end we won't have the space that we need, because the community is growing and the house is too small. So we have to make better financial decisions for our communities. This is just one example. It is also good for me to think about investing in businesses in Senegal and even in the US, because if we have a big building and everything is used as a house, it's good. We consider it as an asset, but at the same time, may I see it a little bit as a liability, because you have to spend money to take care of it. You have to spend money also when you don't have enough space to go. When you want to organize any event, you have to go and rent other places. So this is something that we should consider. I think training our people in our community is a must. And I say to many of my friends in Senegal, I would suggest that we see how we can give to young Murid that are in diaries, women, and people in villages, how we can train them in many subjects, in entrepreneurship, in finance, in personal development, in all those kind of things that can help them when they study the teaching of Sheikh Ahmad Bamba. They know how to practice their religion, but at the same time, we give them all the tools to be successful business people. And it may help to very a lot our communities and our members. Mentoring, right? You guys, you see, you can do a lot. Even me, I need a mentor, right? So, and I know City, all the guys in the platform, you have a lot of experience, and you can help people to do so. We have also, we can develop Islamic finance, as Mr. Mbake has said. We can have investment funds, Murid investment funds. We can have a Murid investment bank as well, or Murid bank. But for me, the problem is it's easy to say, but it's to put it in place. We can do it. We try. I think for a Murid Bank in the 19 around 1994, but we failed because the project, the guys that started, at the end we didn't see any result. They collect the money from people, and after we didn't see that bank. You know, we have the same problem in the US. I was there in 2007 when we were trying to have a Murid bank, right? We collect a lot of money, no result at all, and people they didn't get their money back. So that's things that we should avoid. So for me, all those things can be put in place. We have all the resources, we have the financial resources, we have the human resources, we have everything, but we can only succeed if we get together, try to see how all Murids, all professors in universities, Dr. Sheikh Gueye, Mr. Lamin Bake, you guys in the US and everywhere in the world, how we can get together, right, to work to help our community to grow and to be sustainable at the end of this COVID-19. But for me, one principle should be respected at the base is we should choose the right people. The right people are the people that that are not coming only from Oxford or Columbia, but that are the people Shah Ahmad Muhammad Khadim Rasulullah, not by saying it or by just the way they dress, but the way they behave. Being good Muslims, having taqwa, being, people who are just concerned about one thing is about huda, right? Hudan lil muttaqin. So if you have those right people, I think they can, if we put all this effort, our effort together, we can help our community to grow and help people in our community to do good things. Thank you so much. I'm sorry